When liberals scream, do something after a mass shooting, why aren't we also dealing with the fact that the average American kid sees 200,000 acts of violence on screens before the age of 18? And that, according to the FBI, one of the warning signs of a potential school shooter is a fascination with violence-filled entertainment.
And you're not going to get an argument from me on that. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms, your NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And if you like my channel and like my content, you can support me through the links in the description box below. Everything is appreciated. But let's talk about this. I came across this clip. It was actually on YouTube. And Bill Maher. Now, Bill Maher, to me, is the true definition, the classic definition of what a liberal is. Not the people running around today calling themselves liberals, but a true definition of the word liberal. Bill Maher, Joe Rogan, they are what I consider true liberals. And I don't agree with everything Bill Maher says, but there's a ton of stuff that I do. And I came across this clip, and he's talking about Hollywood and the culture of guns within the entertainment industry. The stuff that you watch, movies, so forth, and how they take no responsibility for it. Hollywood is anti-gun. No, let me back up. Hollywood is anti-gun for you, not for them. When it comes to protecting their lives, they're pro-gun. When it comes to you and your right to own a firearm, they're anti-gun. Let's be clear. But he went on a tirade, and this is one of those times where I'm saying he's spot on. He's spot on. But I'm gonna go ahead and play this for you. Now, I have to break it up because copyright and everything else. So if you want to see the full clip without anything, without the breakups, without the stops and starts, I'll leave the link in the description box. But let's go ahead and watch this.
And finally, new rule. Now that we live in an age of uber corporate responsibility where every large company in America bends over backwards to get on the politically correct side of every issue, Hollywood has to tell us, why doesn't that include gun violence? When liberals scream, do something after a mass shooting, why aren't we also dealing with the fact that the average American kid sees 200,000 acts of violence on screens before the age of 18? And that, according to the FBI, one of the warning signs of a potential school shooter is a fascination with violence-filled entertainment. It's funny, Hollywood is the wokest place on earth in every other area of social responsibility. They have intimacy coordinators on set to chaperone sex scenes. They hire sensitivity readers to go through and edit scripts. Disney stood up to the Don't Say Gay law. Another studio spent $10 million to digitally remove Kevin Spacey from a movie. But when it comes to the unbridled romanticization of gun violence, crickets. Weird. The only thing we don't call a trigger is the one that actually has a trigger. If you make a movie today, you can't show bullying, fat-shaming, slut-shaming, girl-chasing, gay-baiting, ethnic stereotypes, or underage hookups where drinking is involved. You know, what we used to call comedies. But those things are bad, and everyone knows you can't platform bad things. You know what you can still platform? One guy who's the hero getting over a grudge by mowing down a multitude of human beings. Because no impressionable young male would ever imitate that. Now, the usual suspects on the far left will say that I'm delivering some sort of conservative rant here or that I'm undermining gun control. No, It's neither. It's just what's real. There's a pie chart of why mass shootings happen, and we don't know exactly how much of each of the pieces is responsible, but the major ones are mental health, that is, broken young men who feel like losers and want the world to hurt like they do, easy access to guns, kids having smartphones, which makes losers feel even worse because of the bullying and all the fake lives that look better than theirs, and yes, crazy amounts of gun violence in movies and TV. We don't show movie characters smoking anymore because it might look cool and influence children, but you're telling me these cool dudes don't influence them? They say the success of Top Gun Maverick will be a great boost to Navy pilot recruitment. Great. But then you can't say it's just a movie when it's this. That was cool. And it's not just the idea presented over and over and over again that guns are the best solution to life's problems. It's why the hero is using a gun. They call them action movies. They should call them revenge movies, because that's the plot of every one of them. And there's a sick similarity in the revenge fantasies Hollywood turns out and those of school shooters.
I want revenge. I want them to know that death is coming, and there's nothing they can do to stop it.
Here's a list of just the action movies that have vengeance in the title. Blind vengeance, bitter vengeance, cry vengeance, sweet vengeance, dark vengeance, fast vengeance, blue vengeance, forced vengeance, heated vengeance, naked vengeance, acts of vengeance, deadly vengeance, out for vengeance, bound of vengeance, fistful of vengeance, streets of vengeance, angel of vengeance, ministry of vengeance, with a vengeance, codename vengeance, fort vengeance, kickboxer vengeance, ninja vengeance. And taste of vengeance, my least favorite Chinese restaurant. Vengeance has been in more movies than pets in sunglasses. There's even a movie called I Am Vengeance, Retaliation, even though retaliation means vengeance. It's like calling your movie I Am Pregnant, Expecting. Getting revenge on them that wronged you is what happens. It's all that happens in movies that are made for and loved by young men. It's the male version of getting your groove back, or Meryl Streep getting a big kitchen. Like every school shooter, our movie heroes are grievance collectors. And when it comes to action movies, there's one story. He was a nice guy, but they pushed him too far, and now it's on. They took my daughter. They killed my father. They killed my fiance. They killed my family. They killed my family again. They killed my puppy. All of which doesn't just create a culture of violence, but a culture of justified violence. Liberals hated it when Kyle Rittenhouse, they hated him, but somehow the liberal capital of the world is okay with making 500 movies about vigilantes. They hate it when gun people say it takes a good guy with a gun to stop a bad guy with a gun, but then they endlessly produce movies with that exact plot. Now, thanks, one guy. Now, am I saying don't make these movies? No, not at all. I've never forced censorship or organizing society around what crazy people might do. But don't look me in the eye and tell me this isn't a big part of the problem. Every bad idea a kid can get about how to handle feeling abused and disrespected is in all these movies, including the ridiculous cliche that if you are the good guy, the avenging angel who's doing all the killing, you never get shot. And if you do, it's nothing. This is how bad guys get shot in movies. Don't applaud that, really. This is how heroes get shot. It's nothing. You just put a little gauze on it. It's nothing. It's like a birthday punch. That's the message from the people who hate guns the loudest. Don't worry about them. If you get shot, the worst that'll happen is you might have to sit beside the ambulance with a blanket.
Heard that and you saw that. Now, when he did the pie chart, talking about, you know, like he had 4 sections, and he said mental health, movies and TV, smartphones, easy access. Of course, he's referring to easy access to firearms. He left out one more thing, and the parental supervision. That's another factor in these things. You saw that with a new number of these shooters had a dysfunctional relationship with their parents. But he is on point. Hollywood are a bunch of hypocrites. You remember Sigourney Weaver, and I'm going to point out a few. Sigourney Weaver is anti-gun. She's anti-gun. But you remember the Alien movies? She's just, yeah, she's got, no problem firing a gun and everything. It's like, well, if you're against something, be against it. But don't be like cool with it when there's a big paycheck attached. And you see that across the board with a lot of these Hollywood entertainers. They go out and make these anti-gun pitches on, infomercials, and then you see them in the next movie shooting up 30, 40 people. And you're like, well, wait a minute. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. If you're against something, be against it. Okay? Don't be a hypocrite when there's big dollars being flashed around. But the violence in movies has escalated. And we see it. We see it. It is just completely out of control. And Bill, once again, his narrative was on point. His narrative's on point. The hero is some downtrodden person who may have been, something happened, their dog got killed, may have been bullied, and they come back and take revenge on and he's right. He's absolutely right. That does have an influence. When you see the bad, when he shoots the bad guy, he fires one bullet, the bad guy's out, he gets shot, it looks almost glamorous. When he gets shot, it's completely 100% on point. Can't argue anything he's saying there. But Hollywood is just as culpable. And they can't hide behind the shield of entertainment or even technically the First Amendment. They are just as culpable in this situation, just as much as any other aspect of why these things happen. But I wanted to show you all that. And like I said, if you want to see it in full without, the way that I had to edit it to be able to show it, I'll leave the link in the description box. It is very interesting. I've seen it a couple of times. I don't want to make this video too long because that thing was like 8 minutes and 30 seconds. But once again, go ahead and give me your feedback. What do you think? You can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time the video goes live. I will see you on the next one. Peace.